So Maharishi Vedvyas told him that, okay, but I want you to understand and then write. So whenever I need to take a break, I'm going to chant a Kuta Shloka. Kuta Shloka means very intricate verse. The one person cannot understand unless he gives real deep look into it and start understanding every word, every pronunciation. Because in Sanskrit, for example, I was looking at one word today and for tomorrow's class, and that word had about 21 meanings. So Sanskrit itself is a very intricate language. So Maharishi Vedvyas said, think before what you write. Also, do not write in a very hard way, write in a very simple way so everybody can understand. So when he used to speak this Kuta Shloka, which is a very intricate subject matter of this transcendental knowledge, meanwhile, Lord Ganesha will stop writing, he will think about it, and as he is coming up with the what to write, meanwhile, Maharishi Vedvyas will take a break and he will continue for the next part of the. But all this happened today, and that's why, as we have Srimad Bhagavatam right behind me, 12 cantos, the books, and by the way, you can order right away by calling the temple. Also, don't forget there is a Rath Yatra board behind me, and we want you to see your name as a sponsor. We have only 25% room left now. We just started like last week, and everybody is just pouring their financial help. We need $65,000 at least. So we are okay so far, but still anything comes, we will use. Just like temple president mentioned, more it comes, we'll use more, we'll spend more. So that's the whole idea behind it. Second thing, we mentioned about appearance of Ganges river. So in here, in ninth canto, there is a story of appearance of Mother Ganges. What happens that there was a king named Sagara, and he wanted to do this Ashwamedha Yagna. And they have a horse which will go around the whole country. And if somebody is challenging that the horse cannot come in my backyard, then king will fight with him and he will take his kingdom out of him. So the thing is that this is how he was actually victorious all over. Now Indra knew that this is not a very good practice, because one, if he is successful in performing the particular sacrifice, then his chances of being the king of the demigods may diminish. So that is why he wanted to interrupt this particular fire sacrifice. So what he did, he came in a disguised way and he stole the horse. And since, he is a chief king of the demigods, nobody can even see him or trace him. So nobody knew where he put his horse. Just like Lord Brahma came to Vrindavan and he stole all the cows that Krishna had, every cow and a calf and everything they stole. So similarly, when demigods start acting and where they hide, nobody knows. So what happened, that King Sagara called his sons and said, go out and search for my horse. We cannot find it. So the sons came upon the horse near Kapil Muni's ashram in the northeastern direction. The sons of Sagara explained, here is the man who has stolen the sacrificial horse. because he is sitting with his eyes closed as if to avoid us. He is certainly most sinful and deserves to be killed. What happens, Srila Prabhupada explains that when the sages, when they meditate, dhyana avasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogino, he is not just sitting there, closing eyes and taking a nap. He actually sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He sees all the parts of his body. He sees his lotus feet. And then he is offering a flower petals to him. Om Keshvaya Namaham, Narayana Namaham, Madhavaya Namaham, Govindaya Namaham. So, this way, he is busy doing his transcendental service to the Supreme. But other people may think that person is sleeping. In this case, when they had lost the horse, the sons of Sagara thought, this is a culprit. This guy stole the horse and now is closing his eyes and pretending as if he doesn't know nothing what's happening around him. But he is the most sinful person and we must kill him. So what happened? While shouting like this, 60,000 princes rushed at Kapila Muni while brandishing their weapons. Because Lord Kapila opened his eyes as the sons of Sagara approached him. Indra had misled to sons of Sagara's intelligence, so that they disrespect a great personality. Fire emanated from their own bodies and immediately burned them to ashes. So you know what happened? The 60,000 sons of Sagara, they burned down right there and became ashes because they were offenses to Kapila Muni. Thereafter, Maharaj Sagara, his son Amshuman, he came to that place and he glorified the Lord Kapila. And he says, my Lord, although you are seated within our hearts, we cannot see you. Due to influence of material energy, we are only able to see the actions and reactions of the three modes of material nature. O Supreme Soul of all living entities, simply by seeing you, I have now become freed from all lusty desires, which are the root cause of illusion and bondage to material existence. So, after being glorified in this way, Lord Kapila mercifully spoke about the path of transcendental knowledge to Amshuman, and then said, my dear prince, your forefathers that were burned to ashes, they will be delivered only after receiving the water of Ganges and by no other means. So he says, somehow or other, although Mother Ganga is only in heavens, we have to bring that river down on the earth and then only we can rescue your forefathers. Otherwise, there is no way. So, King Anshuman also performed austerities for a long time, hoping to cause the descent of Mother Ganga for the benefit of the uncles, but was unable to do so. His son Dilip was similarly unsuccessful. Then as Dilip's son Bhagirath was engaged in performing very severe austerities, Mother Ganga appeared before him and said, I am very satisfied by your activities, and so I am prepared to give you whatever benediction you desire. After bowing his head before Ganga Devi, King Bhagirath expressed his desire. However, in reply, the goddess said, O king, when I forcefully fall to the earth, who will listen to me? If I am not given support, I will pierce through the surface of the earth and go down to the lower regions of the universe. Besides this, if I descend to the earth, people in general will bathe in my water just to neutralize all their sinful reactions. For this reason, I do not wish to come to the earth. When these sinful reactions accumulate in me, how would I be able to free myself from the burden? My dear king, you should consider these points very carefully. King Bhagirath replied, greatly elevated pure devotees of the Lord, who are without material desires, are always glorious and can deliver all the fallen conditioned souls. When such great saints persons bathe in your water, the sinful reactions that you have accumulated will certainly be counteracted. For such devotees always carry within their hearts the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can vanquish all impurities of Godhead. Who can vanquish impurities, and Lord Shiva, who is an incarnation of Supreme Lord, can sustain your water and thus break the force of your fall. Therefore, King Bhagirath was able to satisfy Lord Shiva by his practice of austerities. When the king requested him to sustain the forceful water of Ganga, Lord Shiva agreed by saying, so be it. With great attention, Lord Shiva then bore the water of Ganga upon his head, for he knew it to be supremely purifying, due to having emanated from the toe of Lord Vishnu. King Bhagirath then brought the Ganga to where his forefathers had been burned to ashes, and simply by being sprinkled with her water, the sons of Sagara became eligible for elevation to heavens. What then can be said about those persons who directly worship Mother Ganga with great faith and devotion, because she has emanated from the lotus toe of Lord Vishnu? Ganga Devi has the power to award liberation from material bondage. So, this particular pastimes has also relation on Akshaya Tritiya, that Lord Vamanadev appeared, and then when he goes to Bali, he is asking for 3 steps up on the earth, and he is permitted, and he takes 2 steps and he covers the whole planetary system. And the 3rd step is touching the sky where Mother Ganges is coming down. So today, so many things happening at the same time. Coincidentally, Lord Parshuram was also on this, born on this particular day, appearance day of Lord Parshuram. There are 7 personalities who will never ever die. They call it Chiranjeevi because naturally Lord Brahma says someone will have to die. Even Lord Brahma dies. So we cannot call him the eternal like Lord Krishna, but they call him a Chiranjeevi, means they live many thousands of years, billions of years we should say, but it's a long life. And who are those 7 personalities? Ashwasthama Balir Vyasu, Hanumanta Vibhishana, Krupa Parshuramascha Saptate Chirajivita. Chirajivita means Chiranjeevi. Who are they? Ashwasthama, Bali Raja, Vyas, Hanumant, Vibhishana, Krupacharya, and Parshuram. So today on Akshaya Tritiya, this is also a very auspicious incarnation of Lord Parshuram. In Shankaracharya Sampradaya, they are celebrating because Goddess Annapurna appeared today. Annapurna is like Srimati Radharani. We have, as long as we have Srimati Radharani, there will not be a scarcity of food in this place. On Rath Yatra day, you will not believe, we prepare the food for 12,000 people. 12,000 people, not less than that. Yes, we have the donors like Hinduja. He will give $12,000 to feed these people. because we have to buy the plates and spoons and rice and dal and chapati and whatever it is. But at least if it costs like $1 for one plate, the person is there to feed us, to give us the donation and promote this thing. Yes, we have some congregation member who may give few money and just to see their name on the board, we don't mind that. But the people like those big donors, they don't want to see their names either. So please try wherever you are to fill in this particular board. Your name we would like to see. We'll be more than happy to put your name, but you have to pitch in something. Now, like I said, Sudama was also bestowed with wealth today. And when Durvasa Muni came to Draupadi, she didn't have any food whatsoever. So he says, I'm going to take a bath in nearby river, Jamuna river, and please prepare the food when I come back. So Draupadi didn't have anything whatsoever. They were exiled. And how can, they feed a guest? So she thought of Lord Sri Krishna and prayed. Krishna appeared before her, and Krishna says, well, I can understand your situation, but did you guys eat today? He says, yes, we already had lunch, and now he's coming as a guest. So what should I do? So he says, let me see all your pots and pans in a kitchen. And this is where he found one grain of rice which was stuck under the pot. And Krishna ate that. And as soon as Krishna ate that particular grain and he was satisfied, every living entity in the world were satisfied. No one felt hungry, no one felt thirsty anymore. So Durvasa Muni, although he was taking a bath in a river, when he came out of the river and thought maybe I have to go to Draupadi and honor the food, prasadam. But I don't know what happened after I taking bath. I feel so much satisfied. I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty. I don't think I want anything from her or from anybody. My stomach is full somehow. But what he didn't realize, that when you satisfied Lord Sri Krishna, we also satisfy. It is like pouring a glass of water to the roots of the tree. When you pour the water in the roots of the tree, then the whole root is satisfied. You cannot just go to every leaf, every branch, every twig, every flower and fruit all over the tree. No, that's not the right way. Even if you do that, the tree will die, because one who drinks the water supplies the water, and that's the roots. So we have to satisfy Lord Sri Krishna. That's the condition. Now, also, today, if you go to Queens, there is a very beautiful temple. Well, we have seen our ISKCON temples. They are also gorgeous. But if you really want to see very clean temple, because the whole temple is made out of marble. Every single thing that you see is marble, and is kept so clean that you are even afraid to walk on that, because you think that, oh my God, I'm going to ruin this. It's so clean. And they don't have one floor. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, 5-story building, as height as our building. Small, they have like 100 by 100 feet plot, and they built a new temple. But if you go there, everybody is there, and they're chanting their Mahamantra. Here, just like we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Today, they all chant in their sampradaya this mantra, which is also already given in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is Vrishabhadeva and it is also known as Adinath. So today they are celebrating the commemoration of Adinath, and they are chanting this mantra. Om Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Ujjayanam, Namo Loe Savvasavanam, Eso Panchana Mukkaro Sabapa Panasano, Mangalam Cha Sabvesi Panamaiva Mangalam. So, today they will be celebrating, and they are celebrating right now, the appearance of Rishabhadeva. So, in Canto 5, chapter number 4, Srila Prabhupada is translating all these mantras as well as is explaining. Before we go to Rishabhadeva, there is more important person we have to talk about, that is his son. His son's name was Bharat, and from his son's name Bharat, the whole country is known as Bharat, India. So here in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a wonderful verse about that. Yesham khalu mahayogi bharato shrestha shrestha guna asiddhenenda varsham bharatamiti vyapdishanti. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Of Rishabhadeva's 100 sons, Rishabhadeva had 100 sons. The eldest, named Bharata, was a great exalted devotee, qualified with best attributes. In his honor, this planet has become known as Bharatvarsha. Not we are talking about one little country, India, but no, the whole planet, the Mother Earth, was known as Bharatvarsha. He was that powerful and king of India. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given special importance to the people of this land, those who come from India. Bharat bhumite hoile manushya janma yara janma sarkar kari kar par upakara. So, one who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatvarsh, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. So, we just talk about his son. And if the son is so powerful, just think how powerful Rishabhadeva, who is none other than incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So here in Srimad Bhagavatam, the translation by Srila Prabhupada, he says, being an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is talking of Rishabhadeva. So today, on Akshaya Tritiya, he was born. Lord Rishabhadeva was fully independent because his form was spiritual, eternal, and full of transcendental bliss. He eternally had nothing to do with four principles of material misery, birth, death, old age, and disease. Nor was he materially attached. He was always equipoised, and he saw everyone on the same level. He was unhappy to see others unhappy, and he was well-wisher of living entities. Although he was a perfect personality, the Supreme Lord and Controller of all, he nonetheless acted as if he were an ordinary conditioned soul. Therefore, he strictly followed the principles of Varnashram Dharma and acted accordingly. In due course of time, the principles of Varnashram Dharma had become neglected. Therefore, through his personal characteristics and behavior, he taught the ignorant people how to perform duties within the Varnashram Dharma. In this way, he regulated the general populace in householder life, enabling them to develop religion and economic well-being, and to attain reputations, sons and daughters, material pleasure, and finally eternal life. By his instructions, he showed how people could remain householders and at the same time become perfect by following the principles of Varnashram Dharma. This Varnashram Dharma is meant for imperfect conditioned souls. It trains them to become spiritually advanced in order to return home, back to Godhead. A civilized that does not know the highest aim of life is no better than an animal society. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nate vidu svartha gatim hi Vishnum. A human society is meant for elevation to spiritual knowledge so that all of the people can be freed from the clutches of the birth, death, old age and disease. The Varnashram Dharma enables human society to become perfectly fit for getting out of the clutches of Maya. And by following the regulatory principles of Varnashram Dharma, one can become successful in this regard. See Bhagavad Gita 3:21-24. So Srila Prabhupada is directing us towards that particular chapter 3, verse number 21 to 24. So we have it right here, and we will be looking. Now Nikunjbihari Prabhu is here. You think you will be singing the 7 o'clock Aarti? Very nice. And you know how to play Mridanga, right? And I will play Kartal. How about that? Oh, let's make a team. Every day we can do this. Tomorrow also we have a program. You are all invited, and that will look good on the YouTube also. If you want to stand here, you can stand here so the people can look at you. So, Srila Prabhupada is guiding us to chapter number 3 and verse number 21. Right here. It says, whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So in this case, Rishabdev, he lived the way a devotee of Srila Prabhupada, Krishna conscious person should live. And that is why, like I just guided you to go to Queens, thousands of people today get together and they follow a different religion, but they call him a god. For example, there may be some people who worship Parshuram because they follow his philosophy. Or Buddha, Matsyam Kurmam Varaham cha Narasingha cha Vamanam, Ramam 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 Krishnam Buddham Kalkim Namamyaham. So these are all the incarnations. There are so many incarnations. In Srimad Bhagavatam it says, just like when you look at the ocean and the waves keep coming, waves. Similarly, the incarnations of God keeps coming. And they all have their own followers. So, someone may follow Lord Nrsimha, and they go to that temple, and then they, whatever is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, all the prayers and everything, they become expert in chanting those Narsi Kavach and all the prayers and 1001 names of Lord Nrsimha and all that. You know, they are different priests, and they do the fire sacrifices and everything. Their ways are different, but ultimately the same Krishna conscious life. So what we are talking about here, that one of them, Rishabdev, is followed by the whole community, and we are not far from that community. If you go to Queens, today they are chanting and dancing, and they are following his ways of living Krishna conscious life. And then it says, O son of Partha, there is no work prescribed for me within all three planetary systems, nor I am in want of anything, nor I have need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in prescribed duties. So, here I have some reference, and it says that क्वचिदपि भुवि कृष्ण भक्ति भाजाम निजकृत कर्मवशाद अवश्य भोग्यम श्रुति स्मृति पुराणादि पंचरात्र विधिम बिना एकांतिक हरेर भक्ति उत्पातेव कल्पते. In Srimad Bhagavatam it says that you may just perform a devotional service whichever way you are doing, like just you say, well, I get up in the morning, chant my rounds, and that's it, that's my bhakti, that's fine. But here it says, yah swadharma parityajya bhakti matrena jivati. You are walking on two legs. When you do the activity, you do with two hands. Yes, you can walk with one leg, but that's not a perfect walking. So here, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yah swadharma parityajya bhakti matrena jivati. You may only do your way, the way the Guru even says, but swadharma you should not neglect. If you are a good engineer, you help the temple in engineering, And then if you are a painter, try to paint the walls. If you are a rich man, you try to help the temple financially. So there are ways and ways. So swadharma and bhakti go together. Na tasya tushyate Vishnu acharat tushyate Hari. So when you perform bhakti as well as your swadharma, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, then you should you will be able to satisfy Lord Vishnu better. Shruti, Smriti, Puranadi, Pancharatra, Videvina, Ekantik Arer Bhakti, Utpateva Kalpa. Utpat means it's just a disturbance to the society. If you just live the way you think I should be living, that's your own concoction. You should be following Yadyad Acharati Shrestha Tattat Devataro Jana. Whatever actions a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets, by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So now we'll be doing Aarti, and Bipin Prabhu will be singing Gaura Aarti. This Prabhu is going to play Mridanga. Please pick up your Mridanga. We are starting the Aarti. And those who are home, if you have incense, the ghee lamp, and all the paraphernalias with you, please try to please Radha Govinda and join the Aarti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Govinda Deva ki. Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devam Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatyandashitarine. शिव जय जय गौराचंद्र आरुषि कुशोभम शिव जय जय गौराचंद्र आरुषि कुशोभम जानवी तटवन जगमन लोबा जानवी तटवन जगमन लोबा दक्षिण निताई चाँद वाम गदाधरम निताई चाँद वाम गदाधरम निकटे अद्वैत श्रेणी वासुषट दारा बसियाचे गौराचंद रत्न सिंहासन बसियाचे गौराचंद रत्न सिंहासन आरती करेन ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गण आरती करेन ब्रह्मा आदिदेव गण नरहरि आदि कोरे चामर दुलाय आदि कोरी अमर दुलाय संजय मुकुंद वासु घोष आदि गाय संजय मुकुंद वासु घोष आदि गाय शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाज करताल शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाज करताल मधुर मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला मधुर मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाज करताल गाल देशे वन माला और जल माला गाल देशे वन माला और जल माला शिव शुक नारदा प्रेम गदागदा शिव शुक नारदा प्रेम गदागदा Bhakti vinod dekhe Murar sampada Bhakti vinod dekhe Murar sampada Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaura Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Gaura 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 Hari, Jai Satchidananda Gaura Hari, Jai Satchidananda Gaura Hari, Hari Hare Rama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Hari Hare Rama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana, Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan, Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita, Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita, Shri Rup Shri Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath, Jai Gosai Kori Charana Mandana, Yavate Vijnanasya Vista Purana, Jai Gosai Amritar Dasa, Jansa Padare no Mora Panchagrasa, Andera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa, Janma Janme Hoye Abhilasha, Jai Gosai Abhe Bhaja Kilabasa, Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Torila Pratasha, Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana, Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majiya Mana, Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyasha, Nama Sankirtana Kore Narottama Dasa, Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Lad Dani Prahlad Lad Dani Hiranyakashipu Rakshan Hiranyakashipu Rakshan Shilakankan Kharaye Shilakankan Kharaye Jo nasiyon par to nasiyon nasiyon par to nasiyon Narasimham Gadim Sharanam Prapadye Yato yato amitato nasiyon Bahir nasiyon hridaye nasiyon Bahir nasiyon hridaye nasiyon Narasimham Gadim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimham Gadim Sharanam Prapadye Tavakar Kamal Vare Natham Adbhuta Shringar Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadruta Narhari Rupa Jai Jagdish Hare Jai Jagdish Hare Jai Jagdish Hare जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्री प्रभुपाद की, श्री राधा गोविंद देव की। नमो विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राचार्य अष्टोत्तर भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की, भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवसिद्धि गौर भक्तवृंद की है, अंतर मायापुर धाम की है, वृंदावन धाम की है, तुलसी देवी की है, भक्ति देवी की है, समावेद भक्तवृंद की है। गो प्रेमानंदे all good to assemble devotees, all good to assemble devotees, all good to assemble devotees, all good to Guru and Gauranga.